What's good, guys? Exclusive. Today I'm going to explain Windwitch Eidolons to you guys, so stick around. So we start with three Windwitch Ice Spell. Ice Spell is basically the one card crystal wing in the deck. Basically, you special summon this card from your hand. As long as you control no monsters, you can really summon anything but wind monsters for the rest of the turn. Kind of the same thing with September when you use its effect, but that's kind of relevant. And normally what we want to do is special summon when it's glass spell when this card is special summon. And the nice thing about that is when it's summoned in general, you inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent. So it's really good for when you go in time against your opponent. Just that 500 can make the world of difference. And when an ice spell was summoned, glass spell was summoned, you can search out a Windwitch. So this is what you do. You search out Windwitch Snowbell. The nice thing about Snowbell is when you throw 2 or more wind type monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Isn't that great? Now how all this winds up together is you sync for Winter Bell, and when you sync for Winter Bell, you activate its effect. You can target one Windwitch monster in your graveyard that was special summoned from your hand. Let's see, not the other one. Let's see, you can target one Windwitch monster in your graveyard and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the target's level times 200. So that's instantly like 800 plus 500. That's 1300. That can, in time, that is just amazing. I mean, looking forward, this deck is just going to be really good in time in general. But just me saying, rambling on, but just 1500 damage, and that's just open up going turn 1 in a game where you just already going in time. This is ridiculous. Alright, next we have a Speedroid engine. I don't know if many other people will incorporate this engine in the deck itself, just because the deck it tends to run a lot of traps in general, but this is just my take on it. The reason why I'm running Speedroid Terratop is because it just helps you go into clear wing if you just don't open up the ideal combo with the Windwitch engine. Of course, it's very consistent, but if you think about it, it's only like about what, a 30% chance you draw into Ice Spell. So at least you guarantee at least what, 40-50% chance of opening up some kind of synchro on top of Alistar. That's if you draw a way to summon Alistar, maybe. That's not bad. Like turning from a 30% to a 50% is something decent. And if you, even though you can't make ideally Crystal Wing in a scenario where you have Terratop, what you can do is search out Terratop. You know what it is. It search out Timber, special Timber. Actually uses effect for once to special out. So you roll red die. You turn this to level 6. You sync for 7. You can sync for clearing. So it's not bad at all. Alternatively, if you're scared of anything like back roll or anything like not back roll, where your opponent can half for you next turn, Turbo is a good option. Oh, you're going to get rid of someone on your opponent's field for a reason. Fat Knight Breakthrough is a good option as well, in my opinion, but it's a little subpar. It's like a removal, but it's not the best. It could be better. And alternatively, if you want to swing for the maximum amount of damage, you just also go for high speed or Chambaro. That's automatically 4600 basically. Potential damage directly to your opponent's face. This again is really good. And Alistar, 3 Alistar, the bread and butter of the deck. The reason why you run Alistar is he lets go to your broken fusion monsters. He's just retarded, like, oh my god. And also his Noma Summon, you target one, not his Noma Summon, you get to add 1 invocation from your deck and add it to your hand. Invocation is just insane, but that's not all. When your fusion monster is in battle, you can discard him and add 1,000 to your fusion monster's attack. It's just insane. So in case your opponent's about to run over your monster, oh, drop it. Oh, it's game now, nigga. It's game. What's good? What's good? Alright, guys. He is just great. You can search out Invocation and Broken Spell card. And there's just so many ways to get to him. Next, you have 2 Artifact Scythe. Just go with Artifact Engine, enough said. It just locks your opponent out of action deck. Reason why you 2, you don't necessarily want to draw into it. I mean, it's fine if you do, because you play Merkaba. I don't know how you pronounce it correctly, which is basically the ultimate province of the deck. So drawing him isn't that bad, to be honest, but You prefer the deck to trigger them off artifact sanctum. Same idea with Moltec. Moltec is just another name in there. In case you, I don't know. Is artifact Moltec's okay? It's not the best, but I'm testing them out. So yeah, I like the waters. There's no reason why to run. I just felt like I should, just I can. You might as well play 3 sides, but I just don't want to dead draw on the side, so just their name, I guess. 2 Maxis. Maxis should be pretty self-explanatory. In case you don't go first, or you go on second to scale your opponent. It's basically a scale tactic card that you gain advantage of if you play correctly. Oh, you just play correctly and get the free +1 off an idiot. Oh, this Goku game. I don't know. Like, you know the stories about Maxi, you should know. 3 Wonder One. The only reason why you might want to run 2, but I prefer 3 just because you're gonna open up Alsa majority of the time in your hands. If you could open up a Wonder One with it, you can just extend your combo so hard just because Alsa doesn't need to be on the field to fuse with the banners, to fuse with the fusion spell, so that's be enough said there. In case you did draw one of the Windwitches, it's not the end of the world. You can just use it and draw like your cards and see what else you can get. So there's one way of thinking of it from one perspective, but I don't know. In hindsight, maybe 2 is better, but it's really up to you and what you're trying to fit in for your local meta. 3 Terraforming. Terraform just searches out the field spell, which searches out Alistar, so that should be enough said. And so first you search the Alistar, when you summon, you get to search out the fusion spell. And the fusion spell is basically a full mana soul fusion, and in one sense, well, you could shuffle it back in the deck, send Alistar back to your hand basically. You can only use once per turn, but in a sense it's basically a fucking full mana soul fusion because you keep recycling. You're 1-2 because if the first one stopped, it kind of sucks. Second one's kind of a backup plan. You can get where we're running 1, but you're really going to miss in the grind game. You're really going to miss it. Sometimes you even want 3 from my experience playing, but I want to do it because it just clogs. You don't want to open up too many. You primarily want to search it out Alistar, so I don't know. It's up to you. 1, if your build is really that tight, I suppose, but I wouldn't want less than 2. 3 is pushing it, but yeah, it's like you want a card you want to draw sometime, not all the time. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain the reason for it, but it's because you want to search the Alistar, you could use it multiple times throughout the duel, and sometimes you miss the second one if you don't run it, so it's pretty much the reason. 2 Cosmic Cyclones. This card is iffy. The only reason why you should run this if you're local meta or you expect to face a lot of artifact-based decks or pendulums in general, but Twin Twist is the better option in general, but really just depends on the format and your local meta, I suppose. It should be standard board wipe, not board wipe, backward, but really up to you. Don't have to be Cosmic Cyclone, I just prefer it. Also got consistency and artifact sanctum to trigger your artifact monsters, of course, self-explanatory. The Master Barrier just to win if you go first. Bad Night Breakstone goes with like the Speedroid engine more or less, so you can make that just to help push through damage, gain stuff off the board. I would imagine it's really up to you. So birds, just win more if you need to. You summon it. If you don't, you don't. But it's alright. You might want to cut it. I don't know. It's up to you, to be honest. Ice Speed or Chambard, just make it a push for damage if you need to. You go for the entire game. It's nice to have it. You miss it if you don't. Trust me. Enough said. When with Winter Bell, you just use it to burn your opponent and sing it to Crystal Wing. That's pretty much what it is. It's turn 1, you usually just want to summon it with these 2, and they burn for like 800 targeting glass spell, and then you sing for Crystal Wing. Clearing, sometimes is a better option. Just go for Clearing if you know what your opponent's playing, like Zodiacs, they target monsters. Most people forget what Clearing do. So that's plus how you activate it. Negate it with Clearing, so it targets like a level 5 or higher monster, and then you're like, oh, I win. Because you're the idiots. For swings, enough said, just make them indestructible. You probably get where we're running 1, but I'm going to run less than 2 just because second one does come up more often than you think it would not. Eidolons, the Eidolon Beast, is more or less a blowout card of your deck. You don't necessarily need to run it, but in the mirror, it's nice to have, I guess. Or even if you're just running it on a particular match, let's say Blue Eyes, you have Merkaba in the graveyard, balances all the blue light type monsters your opponent has, so they're dead. Oh, like Zodiacs, just target this guy and like they're dead. So that's to have. And speaking of this guy, I can't pronounce his name. I don't know why. Invoked Merkaba. Mekaba. Invoked Mekaba. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I don't know. The thing about Mekaba is he's basically the ultimate problem is the deck something attack mode is set on him, I guess. And him and Crystal winning more times than not should win you the game if you have an okay hand. They don't kaiju you, so yeah. These two together is really strong. Just to get the beat stick you make off of your opponent's Brat, I guess. Oh, you maxi if you really need to push through for the damage. You just run him because the Inferno matchup, because that deck is still relevant because a lot more. Fuck that deck. I don't know what it does. I would never know what that deck does. I don't know. All I know is that deck wins. It can attack all your opponent's monsters once and it's basically overkill with piercing, so that's not bad at all. Next we have Radion the Eidolon Beast. Oh, the Invoked Beast? I don't know. The Invoked Radion. You make it win, this is why you run 3, because you constantly gonna make them off your one monster center graveyard for sinking. And he's basically just a book move. Instead of Dryad is like, oh, I can show you card once per turn. You can book a monster they have once per turn, so you can help them. That could be used to make them miss time a lot. Again, these numbers are just personal preference. You can switch them out as much as you want, to be honest. So you honestly cut the upstart, cut a Wonder 1-2. I wouldn't play less. I wouldn't play the deck with all these 2 Wonder 1s. You could probably cut a Molotech. Just throw in 3 strikes if you just want to be that trap heavy, to be honest. And you don't really need to run Cosmic Cyclone. I would run it because the meta is kind of weird right now, but this is me. Honestly, since a lot of things lose wipes right now. Let's see. I don't think there's much else to change. If you're going first, this deck is primarily built to go first. To build this other variation of the deck on top of it, including other variations of the deck itself. There's other variations of Invoked. There's other variations of Windwitch Invoked. The deck just has so many variations. The deck is just so specific. Essentially, the core itself, you just need let's see, 3 Owlstar. You don't even need Wonder Ones. It's just a, let's see, 11 card engine, which is really splash roll. So you could, this is hindsight for you guys. Like, the engine itself is only 11 cards. It's not that big if you think about it. Honestly, you can cut it down to 10, so it's a 10 card engine. It isn't bad at all. Hey guys, it's Xluce. Like what you see? If you like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell to keep up my latest and greatest content, guys. Peace out.